The local Jewish community came together this evening for a vigil to honor the more than 200 hostages still being held captive by Hamas. Fox 12's Connor McCarthy spoke with a man whose brother-in-law and nephew are among those held captive.
Well, it was a very emotional evening just before the start of Shabbat here in Beaverton. Earlier, this parking lot was filled with one long table filled with 200 empty chairs. Now, this symbolized the more than 200 empty seats at Shabbat dinners where the hostages would be sitting. It's been 35 days since Hamas invaded villages and towns in southern Israel, killing more than 1,400 Israelis and taking more than 200 hostage. I spoke with Mark, and his nephew Itan and his brother-in-law Ohad are among those still in captivity. His sister-in-law and nieces were able to escape their kidnappers. She told Mark a horrific story of taking shelter in their home, hearing gunfire, then her family being forced on the back of motorcycles with her baby in her arms.
But Sheva still wanted to leave the baby at least with Ohad. She hoped that this way she can leave her with him, and they will spare at least the baby. The terrorists would have nothing of this.
After escaping her kidnappers 3 times, she was able to hide in bushes until being rescued by Israeli Defense Forces. Mark says they haven't heard from Itan or Ohad since, but is hopeful they're still alive and they will be rescued.
That a lot of people making a lot of attempts to free them, to negotiate. Obviously, all of this is done behind closed doors, but even that, it's very difficult to see what's going on. So it's a lot of uncertainty. We still do have a lot of hope.
Mark says he is very grateful for the community support here in the Portland area. He says tonight's vigil was a reminder to the community not to forget the hostages that are still being held by Hamas in Gaza. In Beaverton, Connor McCarthy, Fox 12 Oregon.
Connor, thank you.